To me, I don't even care. We can buy a house. We can build a tree. I don't even care. It don't bother me, she says. Industrial society and its consequences have been a blank for the human race. A boon. Surely a boon for the human race is that's surely the terminology you're searching for. A boon for the human race. Do 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 do. Uniboomer. I kind of like that name. Yeah, dude, the Uniboomer. Dude, it is fucking frosty cold. I wish I was Santa. All right. Time to bust out the peacoat. Wow. It's peacoat time. When in doubt, Navy peacoat. Always handles business. Way better than a sweater. She's sad. She's sad. You gotta get if it's too cold, don't put on a sweater. Put on a peacoat. Now it's warm. Now I've got a whole inner environment here. What? I was doom scrolling through the darkness, and wearily I found a poltergeist stream. Yes. A lamp in the darkness. A respite for the weary internet traveler. Beanies or fold over winter hats. I mean, on both, right? Right now I've got a beanie. You know, let's see. I got that beanie. I do have a better hat than this somewhere. I do have a warmer hat, but my head's not cold. My body is cold. My stepdad wears a beanie only on the top of his head. Like that? Like that. This takes style right here, because this is like the gnome hat way of wearing a toque. You know what I mean? You gotta at least pull it down over your ears. Otherwise, what's the point? What's the point other than the point at the top of your beanie? A beanie is just a glorified winter hat anyway. Yeah. Kinda, yeah. Pretty much. I'd say that you are correct on that. Whew. Gotta love a peacoat. How's that merce treating you? Good. The man purse is good. Yeah. I don't have to carry because I have my glasses case, right? Keys, wallet. What else goes with me? Cigarettes. All that stuff now just goes in the man bag, yo. Right in the man bag. Ban this fucking idiot, please. Shoo, you bastard. Sick fuck. You sick fuck. Get out of here. Bum 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 bum. Get him out of here. Are you becoming Tim Pool? Oh no, dude. I'm Tim Pool. No, I wear a beanie when it's cold outside. He wears a beanie to hide his baldness. We are not the same. Doing anything for All Hallows Eve? No. No. I forgot. I'm supposed to be doing the OG sip. Can't hit it like I used to. Gotta do the OG sip. Better. See? Much better. Yeah, dude. I want a lawn full of garden gnomes. I'd be happy. I wouldn't be free. I'd be happy about it. 哦，我喜欢喝咖啡，喝奶茶，喝牛奶。My wife and I watched Friday the 13th the other night. I had to educate her on the best Jason movie, Jason versus the Nazis. Oh, yeah. Nope. Get that booger. Is there a booger? I don't have a booger. It's just hair. I have nose hairs. I don't see any booger. Oh. Some days this is utter torture to do. I just gotta admit. Some days it's just torturous. Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? Best Goosebumps episode? I'm too old for the Goosebumps, bro. I was like 14 when Goosebumps came out. You think I was watching that shit? I'll let you guess. When the spooky show for little kids came out and Paul was 14, do you think Paul watched Goosebumps? You motherfuckers can't tell by looking at me that I'm like 3 times your fucking size? And 3 times your age to boot? Come on. Let's get real. Let's get real about these questions. Three of you is one of me. Mental old man, mental old man, mental old man, mental old man. So no one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke. Your love life's DOA. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. Well, it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year, but I'll be there for you. I didn't watch that show either. I don't remember. I don't think I could name a favorite episode because I don't remember any episodes of it. I know I watched it a few times. What about the one when Rachel cucked Ross? How about that? Yeah, I didn't like Friends. See, okay, so like here's the problem. You guys are talking about an era, right? 94-ish, right? Where I was 14, too old for Goosebumps, too young for Friends. Okay? Like I was not at a place in my life where I cared to watch a sitcom that, from what I can tell, is about a bunch of 20-somethings having a quarter life crisis. It just didn't resonate with me. I was 14, man. Come on. Nope, never did X-Files either. Can I tell you guys a little something about me, dude? And I've talked about this before. I do not like most TV shows, and I do not waste my time watching TV shows. That doesn't mean I've never seen any TV shows. It just means I find them to be a waste of time. I don't usually find them to be all that interesting. I saw some of the X-Files. It's not like I grew up in the 90s and had no, exposure to any of these things. Never watched an episode. It just wasn't my fucking thing. It literally wasn't my thing. I didn't like episodic TV shows. I watched TV shows. You want to know what I watched? MTV, right? Which was just a long show most of the day in the 90s where it was music videos and shit and music news. I watched MTV a lot, bro. And the shit that was on MTV was really good. They had, like, later at night, they had Liquid Television, which, like, that was an insane show. What makes a show not a waste of time? A show that respects its viewers, right? A show that's not just trying to get you to watch. A show that makes you need to watch, right? More or less a show that's broken up more like a film, right? It's telling one through story. I just don't like these, like, loosey-goosey sitcom things, right? If you're gonna do a TV show, tell me a fucking story, man. I don't care to just, like, sit in the room with a bunch of millennials squawking about their sex lives and shit. That just isn't, it's a waste of time, right? Sopranos, right? That had an entire throughput. It was a story that was told, right? Nope. Never watched Dawson's Creek. Never watched Party of Five. Never watched the Gilmore Girls, right? None of this shit met the fucking bar for me. I had other shit to do, man. I prefer the medium. Like, if I'm gonna sit down and watch something, give me a film. Give me a film. I'll take a film. Nope. I'm right in the middle of telling you I just don't watch TV. And you know what I mean? Seinfeld was an every once in a while thing for me. I was not a ritualistic Seinfeld watcher. It was every once in a blue moon if I was bored. So yeah, I'm not a big TV guy. Not to shit on TV. If you like TV, go ahead. But it's just like asking me about TV shit is probably gonna end up with me going like, who fucking cares? 99% of the time. I don't care to watch it. Yeah, HBO does have a lot of good shows. Sopranos, loved that. Game of Thrones, I liked that up until about midway through season 5. About halfway through season 5, it became unwatchable and never recovered. I like HBO's mini-series type of stuff that they do, like Chernobyl or whatever the fuck. Wait, so you do watch TV? Yes, I just don't watch TV on the level that most other people do. You've watched all those shows plus all these other shows, you're right? I'm very selective with the shows that I will sit down and watch. I don't like my time wasted. My favorite TV show, all generations. Cheers, probably. Loved that show when I was little. Maybe that's why I don't like sitcoms, because I've seen the greatest one ever made. It's like every other sitcom just trying to be that. Growing up, we were limited on how much TV we could watch. Yeah, by the rules, and then just by the fact that, like, I don't know about you, but I didn't grow up with cable for the first half of my childhood. You know what I mean? So there were like 5 channels. There was Fox. Well, not back in the day. Fox wasn't a thing yet. There was the WB. There was ABC, NBC, and CBS. Right? So you got 4 channels there. Then there was public broadcast, right? So PBS. That's 5 channels. And then the Spanish channel. There you go. Pick your poison. And yeah, most of the time as a kid, if I felt like kicking back and watching TV and it was an odd time of day, the best that I would get was I would sit down in front of the TV. I'd turn the knob. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is boring. And this is boring. Okay, guess I'm going outside to fuck around then. So I'm still kind of that way. Star Trek is a good show, yeah. I liked, when I was a kid especially, I really liked Star Trek, the original series. It's still my favorite. And then I was really into TNG as well, like the Picard and Data and all that shit, right? Watched all of those when I was a kid. Me and my best friend would always catch them together. So I guess I left those out because I don't think of them in the same terms as I think of normal TV shows. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I want to be transported to a place that's different from where I am. I don't want to see a bunch of millennials sitting around working at coffee shops and shit. That's my life, right? Maybe I like a show that'll take me somewhere else. Fantasy, sci-fi, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't even really think of Star Trek when I was talking about childhood TV shows. But Star Trek, the original series, and Star Trek, The Next Generation, yeah, I was way into those. You like the Star Trek movies? Dude, people are gonna fucking hate on me for this, but like the more recent ones are you talking about? I do like them. I do. Even the ones that like people kind of hated, I thought were pretty fun movies. Like the newer ones, you know what I mean? The older ones, I mean, I've watched them. They're horrible. Most of them are really fucking bad. There's a couple of them that stick out as kind of watchable, but I always forget which ones they are. Like, which one is the one with Ephraim Cochrane in it, where they kind of like go back in time to before the Pulse engine was created or whatever the fuck, and he makes that. I remember that movie. You know what I mean? I think that one was okay, but the newer ones are good, man. I don't know what people's problems are. I thought you said you did not. Yeah, maybe it was TJ. I mean, I don't think they're the greatest films ever made, but I had fun with them. I wasn't going in expecting anything like mind blowing, and so I was actually pretty pleasantly surprised by them. Explorers, yeah, that's a crazy movie, bro, from the 80s. Kids that like build a spaceship out of trash cans and like junk and spare parts, and yeah. Flight of the Navigator. Flight of the Navigator is dope, dude. You want a Dead Space movie? That would be a great fucking film. like, to be honest with you, thinking about Dead Space, that was and I'm talking about the first one. I really haven't played the others. That first Dead Space game felt so cinematic in its presentation, even while you were playing it. It was so good. Woosah. Aw, the final Blockbuster in Oregon closed down. Boo. Best Stephen King book. Well, yeah, it. I mean, it. The Stand has got to be up there, right? I love some of his earlier like anthology books, The Night Shift or Graveyard Shift, and there's a number of them, all the way up through like Everything's Eventual. I think his short story compilations are like gold. But yeah, as far as like what is the greatest book he's ever written, The Stand. Yeah, Friends sucked, bro. Yeah, Friends sucked. The set sucked. The actors all sucked. It sucked. It was a shitty show. Never should have been as popular as it was. Should have been a one season and out show. Yeah, I saw Duel, but relatively recently. I saw it like, I think last year or the year before. I can't remember exactly. It was a while ago, but it wasn't that long ago. Bro, I hated Friends. Who didn't? Will you make your review on Stephen King's It? I don't know, Bo. I don't know, buddy. I just don't know. Man, these early mornings are really sometimes scraping the bottom of the barrel. Really. I'm gonna let it slide though. Everybody's waking up. I don't agree that it should never have been remade, because the original one was a TV miniseries anyway, but like a 2-part miniseries. So it deserved to be remade, and I think if somebody treated the source material with reverence, it could be a really great film. But like this skibbity action film, comedy film, horror comedy thing that they turned it into was just... I could get like maybe you like it because you don't know anything about the source material, you don't care about Stephen King or it or anything, and you just go in there and just like, wow, spooky clown. You know, I think it's enjoyable on that level maybe. Opinion on The Office. I liked The Office for like a few episodes, but when I figured out that the whole thing was just like conversation, fourth wall break, I kind of like lost interest in it pretty quickly. Yeah, I mean, I really don't get all like, unless there's fun in it. If I'm with the bros and we're all just kind of ribbing each other or whatever the fuck, like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna make fun of you for your movie tastes. But ultimately, like, six of one, half a dozen of another, different strokes, different folks. I don't need you to like the things I like, and I don't need you to hate the things I hate. I really don't. I really don't. I never considered your opinion in developing mine, and I don't consider it now. Do you like Hereditary? Yes. Yes. Do you not accept donations through the chat anymore? Not on this show. That may change. But for right now, no. I haven't monetized this channel. Oh, we got people that just want to pay you. Take our money. It's okay. Save your money. You know, save it up and then drop a big giant bomb on me when I do turn on monetization. You know what I mean? Handle it that way. Maybe that's the way it works. What's the largest donation from someone you've ever received? I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe $500 or something like that. Probably, I would imagine. Something in that range. People have been like insanely generous with donations and stuff my whole career. It's been crazy. You know, and it's a huge supplement to the money that we make. So it's pretty awesome. But it doesn't have to be present in everything I do. For right now, doing this show is more about like sharpening the instrument than anything, like keeping myself engaged, keeping myself talkative, working my voice out, like just working the instrument. So no one told you life gonna be this way. Beanie weather, peacoat weather. I mean, this is what we're talking about. This is what it's all about. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. Do I watch anime? Yeah. Nowhere near the amount that your average internet denizen does. But I have seen anime. I will watch anime when it tickles my fancy to do so. How do you feel / what would you do if you discovered your biggest donor was involved in some reprehensible activities? No comment. I plead the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. I plead the fifth. Come on, take the money and run. Go on, take the money and run. You have a wristwatch in your rotation right now? Probably my first one, man. I still like throwing on the fucking the stern glass Argo. It's just, it's pretty, it's comfy. I love looking at the dial. So right now, it's that first, my first instinct was best, I guess. Bum, 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 bum. What do you think of the new discovery of Amazonian cities being found? It's crazy, right? Like, as we get better at penetrating the deep jungle and what's underneath it, we find that these cities that we knew existed were huge, way bigger than we thought they were. And we're discovering temple complexes and small villages and stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. There was just an amazingly huge population of people in South and Central America and Mexico, right? And they had an amazingly complex society. You know, one of the things that really fucks me up about it, the people that lived, I think it's on like the western coast of South America, like Brazil, Uruguay, that sort of area, right? There's this kind of earth that exists there, dirt, called Tierra Preta, the black earth. And it was created like it's like composting, right? When you make soil from compost, right? This terra prieta type of soil that exists there was created by the people that lived in these societies, Olmecs, Toltecs, right? Mixtec, well, those were not in Brazil, but you get my drift, right? Like and that soil is still the greatest soil on the planet. And we're still not 100% sure by what process they manufactured the soil. Crazy, right? You ever hear from Tommy from the Bronx anymore? Well, once in a blue moon, yeah, dude. Tommy's around. Tommy hangs out. I wonder when your ability to see deep underwater and finding these cities that have been sunk over time. Oh, there's got to be a few, right? I mean, we know of a few. There are definitely some sunken ruins. What if they find Atlantis? Doctor Dominus. Dude, there's that dude that thinks that they found Atlantis already. Like, there's that crater or whatever in Africa that has an island at the center of it, and they think that, like, you know, when water levels were different, that whole area was flooded, and there was like an island in the middle, and it like fits the physical description that Plato gave to, or whoever it was that talked about Atlantis. Well, because it fits it fits the bill. That might have been just a really beautiful city that was really well protected on that island, right? And then it just, fell to the sands of time like the Byzantine Empire, right? Right? Yeah, what goes up must come down. That's true. They need to find some form of anthropological artifacts, which they haven't. Evidence of absence is not absence of evidence. You ever thought of that? What if people had just looted the fucking shit and used it for other things? They when it was abandoned or conquered and destroyed, the people that lived in that region over thousands of years just took it. Well, I stole it from somebody else, so, I'm just passing it along. Yeah, dude, they'll be fucking sending people on like submersible tours of old New Orleans here pretty soon. This was the French Quarter. Dude, can you imagine a submarine tour of sunken Disney World? That actually might be dope. Submarine tours of what used to be Disney World. Underwater Matterhorn, underwater Epcot Center. Yeah, they'll still charge you to get in. Welcome to the Sunken Kingdom. They set off like mines underwater for the fireworks show they do every night. What's up, Pranav? How you doing, buddy? Ain't seen you in a couple days, homeboy. Which, if I know you, means you've been busy. You've been a busy man. Pranav got a lot of irons in the fire. Oh, family shit going on? Oh, man. Well, that fucking sucks, bro. I'm sorry to hear that. You need an ear or something, reach out to me. I'll get you my phone number. I don't know if you have my phone number anymore, but we'll find a way to get you that. You need to chew on somebody's ear a little bit about it. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, though. The family is overrated. Okay, bud. Okay, bud. I mean, families everywhere always have shit going on, bro. I don't know if you know this, but family drama is not exclusive to the United States. Yeah, bud. I'm trying to think of the best way that I could get to you and give you my number. You on Discord at all? X at all? Or Twitter? I'll go get my other phone either way, and I'll just send you my number, and then you can call me. Discord. Okay. Let me go get my phone. Ah. Oh dear. Yeah. Okay. Let me just pop onto my Discord. There's the man with the master plan. Let me double check that that's my actual number. I don't, yeah. I remembered it, dude. 2 points to Paul's ego. I remembered my own phone number, dude. Congratulations to me. All right. There you go, buddy. That's the new number, or the old number, I think. I haven't changed it, but that's the number. After the show or whatever, at your leisure, you give me a buzz. We'll yak. I get not wanting to overshare with strangers, though. Cool on Paul. Yeah, man. I assume family stuff means, like, I don't want to discuss it on a ideology. Pranab's my friend. We'll talk about it later. Yeah, it's all good, bro. Well, that's up to you, bud. I ain't gonna, I ain't gonna hold you back on discussing it. If you feel like you want to open it up to people's fucking input, you know what I mean? That's on you, however you want to do it. Yeah, but there ain't no need, but if you, oh, I mean, like, the stream mood is, I'll manage that. I'll manage the stream mood. We're doing fine. It's early in the morning. We're chilling. There wasn't really a topic happening. We were just kind of spinning our fucking wheels. The floor is yours. I know it can feel good to get it off your chest. However, so get it off your fucking chest, bro. Or do you want me to call you on Discord? I could do that too if you'd rather not fucking be limited by the type and shit. Just figure it out. Figure it out, dude. Yeah, I'll call your fucking Indian ass on Discord. Oh yeah, you're at work. It's all good. Yeah, go ahead, dude. The floor is yours. Oh, baby.
What?
Slippers. Anything. Oh, I'm getting them. You sit down and have a smoke. I'm gonna find you something to put on. Come out here with your icy blue feet into the tundra.
Your socks.
I just had to grab a pair of mine. I hunted high and low for slippers, and then I realized, well, that's Christmas this year. Warm moccasins.
I have slippers somewhere, but
Well,
you told me to stay put. So.
God knows where they are. Okay. Yeah, let me look. Sorry, I got up in the middle of it. My mother is getting to that age where she's incredibly stubborn. It's never wrong. She won't stop talking about Trump. And especially because she's talking to my children about it too, including my 7-year-old. My mother just loves Kamala to the point where every single conversation has to be about her and how great she is, even if I'm talking about stuff that's not remotely related to it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I feel you. Okay, I get where you're going. Mom's getting old. Mom's starting to get stubborn. More stubborn. Because we've talked about your mom before, and stubborn is a word that has come up multiple times. So it's not new, but she's just getting ornery in her older age. Yeah, okay, yeah. Now, my mom's on the cusp of 70 as well. My dad turned 70 this year. Or this upcoming January, he'll turn 70. And my mom is 2 or 3 years behind that. So right around the same age. And yeah, dude, I totally noticed, not just that in my mom, but just like a kind of like a whole personality shift in my mother, that was really hard for me to accept and deal with, and still is from time to time. Not the easiest thing for me to reconcile in my head. But yeah, you know, I don't know if it's necessarily age related or it's just one of those like, I imagine looking at myself from afar or from somebody else's perspective, it would look like I've really like changed a whole lot over the course of the years. And maybe it's one of those. But I feel like it's a little mixture of both. I think mom is starting to get old. And that means that mom is starting to get a little ornery and set in her ways. So it sucks, but I don't have kids, so it's hard for me to get into that. Because basically, from what I get, is you want her to chill out on the fucking politics around your kids and you, right? That's ultimately what you would like. Well, I would cross the dementia road when we come to it, right? Like that's it doesn't, nothing you've told me sounds like something I would scream dementia, right? There's a lot of people that have Kamala dementia right now, right? Your mom's just one of them. Like people are scared about this electoral cycle. Let's not leave that by the wayside, right? I'm not trying to take your mom's side, but people are terrified.
People are being told left and right democracy.
Yeah.
Will
I mean, think of
crumble without.
democracy is about to end if Orange Man wins. You know, it is wild. People's brains are broken right now. Yeah. He's immediately day one going to usurp the Congress and immediately institute Project 2025 and round up all the gays and round up all the browns. And it's, dude, there are literally people that believe this. Well, that is something I have noticed with my mom too, and I've noticed it for a few years with my mom. The repetition shit, she'll tell the same story. Like my mom, and I when I noticed it, I would call her on it, and she would get this confused look on her face. And so I just stopped. Like, unless it's something that I just really don't want to hear again, I just let her tell me the story again. But yeah, I have a feeling that that's probably, and like, there's a difference between dementia and age-related memory loss, right? Like, dementia is a pathological, clinical level of age-related memory problems, right? Some old people just get a little harder, you know, of thinking and a little like less, that short-term memory ain't as great anymore and the long-term memory gets a little fuzzy. That doesn't necessarily mean that you got an old person who's demented, right?
It's like what are they present in that they know what time in their life it is.
Right. Are they having trouble remembering your name or like family members' names or
like this is the grandkid,
right?
Not the neighbor kid.
Mom just telling me the same story over and over again is something that, like, I don't know, man. She doesn't, her short-term memory is just not great, but it never has been. Like, my mom has always kind of been that way. So, I don't know. I'd cross that bridge when I come to it. But ultimately, if you try and empathize, right, and I'm just trying to give that side of it. People are, she's calling you by your dad's name. Oh. I mean, just accidentally, and then she corrects herself or whatever, because I'll do that. Like, I'll accidentally call my mom babe sometimes, and I'm like, I mean, mom, you know what I mean? Because I'm so used to being around Amelia. So, but yeah, I mean, if it's a routine thing and she's not catching herself do it, that's a mom thing, dude. That's a married guy mom thing. My mom's repeated talking point is that she thinks he's going to end Social Security. Yeah, I mean, I've always called my mom dude. It's California, bro. Yeah, that is one angle on it. Maybe trying to find a way to get her into a doctor to test it. And she's anything like my mom, you'll have to do it surreptitiously. Have to be for some other thing in her mind. That's part of the problem with it, is like, people start to develop these memory problems and they're already ornery. They don't want to be told, that. Yeah. Well, as far as like, I don't know, man, setting aside all of that, keeping it in your mind that your mom's old, and this is a very like digital age fearmonger campaign that's going on right now, the end of democracy bullshit, right? People are terrified, right? I would say, and maybe you've done this already, have you sat her aside and said, Mom, no more Kamala, no more Trump in this house. This is a no politics household. My kids are way too young to need to worry about that. You know what I mean? Have you... she won't pull herself away from MSM. Yeah, dude. It's kind of crazy, dude. I have a feeling your mom is not alone. I have a feeling that there are a lot of people that are real wound up about this election, and they're just like on fucking pins and needles 24/7, watching all the fucking shit they can to kind of substantiate their own opinions. Yeah, that's a good question. That's actually a really good question. Like, this guy here says that like his dad won't listen to anybody but his niece. Like, does your mom have anybody that like that, where she's more apt to sit and listen? See, my problem is I am that for my mom. My mom is more apt to sit and listen to me than probably anybody else. She will come back with, fine, don't ever speak to me again. Jeez. Yeah, I think your mom is having mental problems. I think like acute anxiety due to the election. And I'm not even fucking kidding, dude. I'd be willing to bet that in psychological and psychopharmacological circles, they're discussing electoral anxiety. A younger son, she's super close to him, but he's 7. Yeah, you can't put it on him. It might work for him to say, Grandma, I really don't want to talk about Kamala anymore ever. I'm too young. I'm too little to understand it or care about it. And I don't want to talk about Kamala with you anymore, Grandma. Maybe she'd listen, but you can't put that on him. It stemmed from her having to be forced into retirement because of COVID, and she's been cloistered. Yeah. So I would say, Pranav, and I'm not a fucking doctor, I would say your mom is dealing with some situational anxiety due to her life circumstances. That is a radical change, right? Forced into retirement, forced into like that kind of situation because of COVID-19, and now she's cloistered herself off away from everybody. I think that your mom is not necessarily, I wouldn't go down dementia road until you get there, because I got to tell you, man, I'm skibbity with, like, I have an anxiety problem, and I will fuck up people's names. I'll, just routine. I forget things. It makes your memory bad. It's not, I think what it sounds like is that your mom is experiencing like what they would call an acute anxiety flare up due to a massive change in her life circumstance, coupled with her choice of time filler being this electoral cycle where it's just everything's ramped up to 12. The rhetoric is off the charts crazy. You know, it's like Donald Trump is Hitler. Donald Trump is, it's fucking nuts, man, on the liberal side and on the Republican side. On the Republican side, Kamala's a fucking communist. She's fucking Stalin. She wants to fucking take your guns. It's all that shit, right? People are scared shitless. You know? People are scared shitless. And, you know, in a detached sense, that's what your mother's going through, right? You're not a clinician. You can't clinically help your mother, right? But you can set boundaries, and those boundaries can be hard, dude. Sometimes when people get caught in a cycle like that, because your mother, nobody's going to declare her mentally incompetent and give you fucking power of attorney or anything. She's just, from what you're telling me, she's not at that point. She's capable of taking care of herself in her own home. That's all they care about, right? So in order to change someone's mind, you have to make it seem like the idea was theirs in the first place. Incepting, right? An idea, right? That's what that movie was about, Inception, right? You can't argue somebody into your position unless you can figure out a way for them to think it came from them, right? So, and I'm not saying this is what you do, bro, but I'm going to give you a list of things you can do, because keep in mind, this is your home. This is your boy. These are your children. This is your household. This is your peace, right? You can say, Mom, if you can't stop talking about this election, you can't come over. You're not allowed over here anymore. And you can enforce that. You can. She does not own your home, right? I know it's harsh. It's mean. Initially, it's going to hit her like very bad, right? But that might be the kick in the pants she needs to go like, I need to go talk to somebody about this or something, bro. So maybe you just set that, Mom, you are not in a good place right now, and you're bringing all kinds of weird anxiety and shit I don't want my children to hear into this house. You need to get help. And until you do that, you can't come in here. You know, that sort of like intervention kind of thing can work with people. You know, just a really long, frank talk where boundaries are established. You know, she needs to know that, like, she is broadcasting horrible anxiety into your home, right? And probably everywhere else she goes. Give me one sec. Wow. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to go get some firewood. I gotta figure out like how can I buy. I'm just gonna have to go get wrecked and buy a because I don't want like a cord of wood out here. I could call my mom and see if they're buying wood this year. Probably not though. But if they are, I could buy a little bit of their wood. I don't know. Would you guys want to have more guests on DFF? Depends on the guest, right? Did you ever consider just agreeing with her? I don't know, man. I don't think I would be able to do that, but you know. Yeah, agreeing with her might make it worse. Yeah, man. It's a tough situation, so. The public parks around here, Phoebes, don't have fallen wood in them. California parks are manicured parks. You added some details. All right, my bad. My brother and I basically walk on eggshells when it comes to everything she says. Neither of us knows what will set her off, so we don't know what to say. She wasn't always like this, too. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know. Politics, right now are just fucking, like, absolutely fever pitch insane. And the people that are really, really into it, and I mean into it, in that they're buying one of the two narratives being sold, those people are really in a bad way right now. So yeah, man, I don't know. It is within your rights to enforce boundaries in your home. She can't just come in your house, and if she's got a key and she won't give it back to you or whatever, you just thank you, baby. You just get your fucking locks changed, bro. You know what I mean? And like,
I mean, like, just treat it like you're asking them to not swear around your kids, or not smoke around your kids, or drink around your kids, or whatever.
I mean, she's not going to see it that way from what he said, but that doesn't matter, is what I'm trying to
Treat it
say.
the same
Right.
way.
Just be like, look, until this election is over and you can talk about something else, you can't come over here. I don't want my son dragged into the anxiety and craziness. It's just enough, right? That may be what it takes, bro, because what you're describing, you and your brother walking on eggshells and your mother just like a ticking time bomb, that's no way to live, bro. And I understand that's your mom. I get it. I'm not saying don't help her, don't take care of her. I'm saying don't allow her to fucking impose herself. That's fucked.
Yeah, that's one thing your mom definitely did a big 180 on, is adjusting for her grandkids, her language, what she does in her house.
That is true. My mom
was a big sea change for her.
Yeah, my mom, one of the reasons she is so different is because my sister did exactly what I'm talking about with my mom for very different reasons. My sister didn't want her kids around smoking, drinking,
Swearing.
drugs, swearing, partying, bullshit, right? She just decided she didn't want her kids exposed to that. My mom did not know how to be, and she revolted at first. She was like, fuck that, I'm not going to do that. And she just kind of was like, I'll just go over there and see the kids. I won't ever, and she just kind of resigned herself, and then something broke. Finally, it wore her down, not being able to see the kids when she wanted to, right? And she changed her whole lifestyle. Quit drinking, quit allowing smoking and stuff, unless it's me and Amelia there and the kids aren't running around, right? All of that.
No swearing.
No swearing in front of the kids. My mom doesn't even swear anymore all that much. Like, she'll slip up every once in a while. And she fundamentally changed the way that she conducts herself around the grandkids. And the way that she got it, way that they got that concession out of her, was by saying, you're not going to get these grandkids unless it's under our supervision and at times we decide. If you want to be left with our grandchildren like a grandmother would be, you're not going to be swearing, you're not going to be drinking, you're not going to have these big giant parties over at your house where people are doing the same. It's just not going to happen, right? And they stood on business until my mom made her decision to change her ways. So that's what I think you need to do.
From what you tell me, your mom used to swear like a sailor.
And you hear me.
Yeah.
Like I talk like she talked when I was growing up. No shit. My mom had no compunctions about cursing, talking about shit that was, off color or not publicly cool. My mom was very mouthy, very opinionated, very loud, very cuss like a sailor, very blue collar. My mom worked a very fucking blue collar job her whole life, and that's just how she was and who she was. And all that shit fucking changed, bro. Legitimately changed. Of course, buddy. Yeah, and I sent you my number on Discord, so you can call me, if you want to talk, or just catch up, or shoot me a text, or whatever the fuck, bro. I know you had my older number, and I just never got around to giving you it, so there you go. You can hit me up if you want to. Yeah, dope. I'll throw you in my phone then. Melting glass, I think you mentioned once. Yeah, she worked at a glass plant. So wine bottles and beer bottles. You can look it up. It's called the Saint Gobain Winery and Glass Manufactory or whatever the fuck it is. It's owned by a French company now. But yeah, it's an old school factory, the likes of which, like, most people don't even understand they exist. Like, when you get a wine bottle, you don't think about the type of place that my parents worked. I don't know what you think about, but you don't think correctly. We're talking about a massive, small city-sized manufactory filled with molten glass and molding machines and automated to shit and teeming with danger and people. Wild. Yeah, buddy.
Some people
sorry.
are weird with like the grandparent urge.
What do you mean?
Like, you can lead them around by the grandparent urge.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
What do you think the instinct is for grandparenting in particular, rather than just parenting? There's some benefit to it, I think.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's probably going to be one of the great mysteries for me. I'll never know.
Yeah. It's more beneficial, obviously, for a kid to also have grandparents.
Depending on the grandparents.
But, like, just having someone else that can also watch the kids and also
Sure.
do all that shit.
But dude, what he's talking about is a very real thing, I have a feeling. Like I said, I have a feeling that people in these kind of like scientific circles are probably talking about electoral anxiety because people are nuts, bro. People are going ape shit. I saw a woman jump out of her car and tackle a Donald Trump sign and stab it with her keys a bunch of times. Like, it just caught on somebody's Ring camera. Like, she just is like plump white lady that you would expect to see teaching like a third grade class. Stops her car in the middle of a neighborhood, jumps out, runs like a banshee over to a Trump sign, stabs it with her keys, and then gets into her car and leaves. Like, dude.
And then there's some people just as anxious on the other side.
Hmm?
People burning ballot boxes and shit.
I mean, who knows who did that, but yeah. You know what I mean? People are going fucking because they're allowing themselves to be led around by the nose by fearmongers and people that want to profit off of this madness.
I don't even think they were that crazy during Lyndon B. Johnson's "the world will go up in flames with the nukes if I'm not elected."
Yeah. You got two choices: vote for me or kiss your ass goodbye. You know what I mean? Maybe this would be comparable to like because like that was the nuke scare in the 50s and shit. That was real. Like very fucking real. People were wild, like they believed it was gonna happen any second. You know what I mean? Air raids would go off, air raid tests, and local civil air brigades were shooting up everywhere so people could sound alarms in their neighborhood to take shelter. It's fucking crazy. So maybe it's like that. Maybe that's the only thing we can compare it to. Maybe the hysteria post, like Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, that was a big wound on the American psyche.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like when it comes to electoralism, though, typically that's like an external force came and impinged upon American life and we all rallied around some figure. This is like nobody can rally around a figure. And so we're getting fucking, people are going cuckoo. I've just seen some wild shit. These like ring cameras are catching people like, you know, like just ripping signs off people's lawns one way or the other. Some dude was going around with a spray paint can and spray painting Harris Walls signs white and then putting Trump in big red letters on it. You know what I mean?
I saw someone set up a whole contraption where like they made a fake Trump lawn with signs, and anytime someone came to take the sign, they triggered like this big bucket of water to dump on them.
Yep. Was that video of that lady at the Kamala Harris rally that was literally like screaming in that baby's face because her dad was there protesting for Palestine? She bends over to a literal like 3-year-old girl in a stroller and screams in her face about how she doesn't give a fuck about Palestine. And it's like, well, I hate to be a doomer about it, historical tidbits, but this election will never be over. Election day 2028, or sorry, congressional elections 2026 will be starting immediately. And then 2028 will be a couple months behind that, and we'll be right in the midst of it again. You have got to just tune out, bro. That's what I'm doing.
The electoral cycle never ends. It's just
I'm done with it.
Longer to the point where it's just end to end now.
Mm-hmm. The level of lesser evilism that's expected out of me has become so absurd that I will not. Now, as far as how I vote, I might go vote, but that ain't none yet. As far as me discussing it, forget it.
Everyone's got their own local shit.
Yep. There's a billion people out there that'll tell you the same thing over and over again. I'm tired of being one of them, bro. I'm 100% sick of being one of them. Bored. Towards the end of the fucking onion nuggets last night, I was just straight up like fucking, I had nothing to say. I just can't watch Bill Maher be a boomer for the umpteen hundredth time this year. I'm done. I'm just done. Is that a wedding ring you're wearing? Yes. You did seem to kind of check out. What am I supposed to do? Hillary Clinton bloviating for 20 minutes. It's like fucking Bill Maher bloviating for in the next 20. It's just, I can't fucking do it, bro. I'm done.
You want more shit like the Skibbity Senator, where it's...
Yeah. Give me something I can, where there's a little meat on the bone and I can be funny about it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of trying to be serious about things, and I'm tired of trying to be, and like, it doesn't mean that I won't be. Just that I'm tired of having to switch gears from like let's talk seriously about labor advocacy. And then the next thing is Kamala Harris is on Zans on 60 Minutes, and I've got to make hay out of that for fucking 45 minutes. I'm just tired. I can't do it no more. And I honestly believe that, like, maybe not us, like, because I think that we've covered it from a very, like, detached perspective that didn't, like, we definitely, like, were vocally trying to tamp down some of the wilder shit that people were saying. You know what I mean? But I still think that we've added to the fucking overall anxiety level of this electoral cycle, right? And there are probably a lot of people that watch us that are worse off for having done it because they're scared. They're more scared because they're more informed about what's going on and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, ultimately, you're being informed about it is your choice, right? But you can't come to me as the font of that. I'm done. I'm done. I'll joke about it. A lot of people are going to hate that, and I'm fine with that. It's not that that's driving me away from it. People's backlash or whatever. I live for that shit. You'll still be hearing that. Trust me. But, you know, believe it or not, over the last 3 electoral cycles, despite what some of my rhetoric might imply, I actually do care that things get better in this country. I do hope for that, right?
What, like, comedy show do you think struck the best balance of addressing politics but not taking it seriously?
What comedy show?
Yeah. Like, do you feel like SNL strikes
Yeah,
a good
old,
balance?
but old SNL.
Yeah.
Like 90s SNL was super irreverent about politicians, and they gave it to everybody. It wasn't partisan so much as it was just pointing out absurdity. So, yeah. Right? I can't be partisan anymore. Right? I still to this day catch myself saying we when referencing the Democrats. I'm not part of that we anymore. But
Onion did a pretty good job too when you guys looked back at the old shit.
yeah.
I'll start channeling them.
How's the weight loss going? Slow and steady, baby. My doctor, who is typically super upselly on the Ozempic shit, only passively upsold it this time.
Yeah.
She was like,
it once,
yeah, she was like,
5 times.
she was like, it might help accelerate things, but you're actually losing weight at the rate we want you to. So, you know, you don't need that. You're good. You know, and I was like, yeah. All right. That's how it is with weight loss, man. I got to be honest with you. If I were to like go super hard and lose a bunch of weight quick, that's how you get like loose skin and shit.
That's how you get the rebound too.
Right.
Like, you've lost a bunch of weight
I have.
faster than this before.
I have, yeah. I have. But never from this type of like lifestyle change.
But that's what I mean. It's like you're. It's not like you don't know how to lose a bunch of weight really fast. It just hasn't stuck the other times you did it that way.
Yep. So like that's, you know, and it's just healthier for your body to convert that fat to muscle slowly than it is to just catastrophically reduce it and leave all, your skin never gets a chance to catch up. It's like, but if you lose it, I'm not saying I won't have any loose skin. I probably will at some point, but it'll be lessened by the fact that I didn't lose weight like, you know, slowly but surely. And you know, your skin has a chance to adjust to your new body shape.
That's what I think a lot of people don't get about fat people. Every fat person knows how to lose weight. It's keeping it off that is the hard part.
Well, yeah, and there's a lot that goes into that too. The trick is to never get happy with your current weight until you reach the weight that your goal is. The trick for me is to not even care about weight. The only reason we're talking about my weight is because somebody brought it up in here, right? I don't think about it unless I'm at the doctor. That's the day I think about it. They put me on the scale. The doctor says, we're happy with your weight loss. And I fucking forget about it from there on. I assume that means whatever I'm doing is working.
Keep generally doing the same thing.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I never weigh myself. Ever. I couldn't tell you what my weight is right now with any accuracy. I could give you a range, but no fucking clue, bro. Don't care.
And it was never really about the number on the scale. You just want to feel better.
The number on the scale was indicative of how bad I was feeling. So I wanted to see that go down, but it is. It has. It's gone way down. So how much farther it goes down and how fast is just not something I concern myself with. Your weight loss inspired me to think critically about my own consumption habits and finally pushing my plate back when I'm full. It seems strange to a lot of people, but yeah, dude, why gorge yourself? I stop eating when I'm full most of the time.
Yeah, you don't push yourself to eat when you're not hungry either.
No. Sometimes Amelia will chase after me all day going like, babe, you haven't eaten anything. And I'm like, I just don't feel like eating. And that's, if it was days and days in a row that I was like that, it'd be a bad thing. But some days I just don't feel like eating much. I'll have a small bite of something. That's all I want. That's okay. You know what I mean? My natural proclivities with food as they've settled into this new kind of like lifestyle seem to be doing the trick. And so I'm not judging myself on it. I just do what I do, right? Well, that's one of the things I'm trying to, you know, maybe think about working on, is like how to separate myself from the eating because I want a good taste in my mouth versus like, let's just sustain, right? I think it would be wise for me to know what that feels like at the very least. If it's not a permanent thing, to be able to discern between I want to put something salty, sweet in my mouth versus my body needs energy, right? I don't feel like I have a great switch for that. In fact, sometimes I think there are times when my body needs energy, but I don't want a taste in my mouth. You know what I mean? Like that sort of disconnect. I'd like to figure it out. I feel like that's a little, you know, cross-wired kind of adapted coping mechanism that I'd like to get done with. I doubt there's going to be any kind of like Ozempic class action, but maybe I'm wrong about that.
It's still early. Like,
yeah.
It really only took
It's a fad.
steam like the past couple years
Yeah.
or something.
It's a medical fad right now. And when these happen, like I don't think I was part of the class action because I didn't get any damage from it. But I was on a fad drug for weight loss back in the 90s when I was a teenager. I think it was 93 that they put me on a drug called fen-phen. It was phentermine and another drug. And this drug caused people's hearts to give out. Like it caused heart defects and shit. And so there was a big lawsuit because a bunch of people's hearts were damaged by this. When it came out, I was put through a rash of tests, standard, right? And my heart was unaffected by the drug as far as they could tell. And I was just immediately taken off of it. But I lost a fuck ton of weight on that drug. I was born in 1980. April Fool's Day, 1980.
Yeah, I think it's probably too early to tell exactly how it'll all shake out.
Well, this works different than fen-phen. Fen-phen was like a stimulant and an appetite suppressant.
Yeah. This is something way more complex. It's like a whole hormonal thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's changing your what you call it, your insulin levels and managing those to change your fat burning capacity or whatever the fuck. Why would someone own an SS World War II era uniform unless they were a flippin' Nazi? Can people collect those things and not be sympathizing with the bad guys from World War II? Yes. I think that there is a difference between somebody who sympathizes with Nazis and somebody who is a history buff, in particular for World War II, and collects memorabilia from that war, right? And I think the nature of that collection would probably show it too, right? If it's just a bunch of swastikas everywhere and the guy just loves looking at swastikas, you might be able to infer something from that.
But
If it's
like a variety of
right,
things, like, oh, this is this kind of
here's an
uniform.
American soldier's helmet with a bullet hole through it from the Normandy beach. Here is a real 1945 carbine rifle. Here is, a medal that was given to the Nazi rank and file. Here is you know what I mean? That sort of shit. There's a difference to me, right? Military enthusiasm, right? Versus or just historical interest versus I like looking at swastikas and Nazi stuff. I think that could be a case-by-case basis. I don't think you really have to judge everybody who would do that sort of collecting under the same umbrella, right?
Dude, that reminds me of that fucking show about Watergate. Remember that one guy with the Hitler?
He would sit and listen to Hitler's speeches and shit. Yeah.
I don't know if that was just interest.
I don't know.
I feel like for how good that show was, a lot of people didn't talk about it.
Yeah. I collect antique firearms doesn't mean I agree with the countries they originated from or what they were used for or the wars that they were used in, right? It's just so many layers of assumption. Why is the Sudan genocide currently ignored by the media? I only hear Gaza. Is it because they are black? That's probably part of it. I don't think it's necessarily all of it. Africa in general is not really considered a developed nation at all, right? Even though that's not true in a lot of places. Africa in the Western sense is looked at differently than the Middle East. Good, bad, right, or wrong, right? There's just less political impetus for action when horrible things are happening. And you have to ask yourself, is that racism? Is that colonialism? Is that just a broad misunderstanding of that region because it's just not, its history isn't taught in school?
Yeah, because World War II, part of it was fought in Africa. That's something that they don't really talk about.
A huge part of it was fought in Africa. Yeah. They ignored the Rwandan genocide. They ignored the Liberian genocide, right? Mostly. These things were very vaguely covered, if at all, in Western media. So, yeah, I don't know.
But the politicians also won't talk about it very much, so that also contributes to less coverage.
Yeah. Well, there have been a number of Buddhist versus Hindu kind of clashes where one was ethnically cleansed from an area by the other, right? That don't get any coverage either, right? A lot of this shit is going on and we are very laser focused on this one. I am more focused on the genocide going on in Palestine personally, right? Because I know for a fact that my country and my tax dollars, which are substantial, by the way, fuck paying taxes, but you got to do it, right? Are going to fund that directly. It is not my knowledge that America is directly funding the genocide going on in Darfur, right? Or Rwanda. Now, I know that my country implicitly supports one side or the other of that and definitely has its hand in the mix. But as far as materially supporting and perpetuating the genocide, My country is really focused on bombing the fuck out of Palestine right now.
And doing the most weak sauce diplomacy ever.
Paul, I think the reason people talk about Gaza more than Sudan is because of anti-Semitism. No. I do think that there's a role in this whole like religious tie to that area, right? We care more about it than we care about darkest Africa, right?
I don't think it's anti-Semitism necessarily. It's just that that place has all this portent with multiple religions.
Yes.
Like there's some fucking crazy Christians that think the Jews must control Jerusalem for the rapture to happen or some shit.
I mean, there's quite a bit of that. Yep. The possibility of escalating wildly, dragging us in. Yep. Sudan, that probably isn't going to be the case, right? It sucks. Well, you have to admit, Destiny, the streamer debater, kind of looks like a budget Waylon Jennings. If you don't believe me, Google. I can see it, but Waylon Jennings was a big dude, and Destiny is, smaller in stature. So it's hard for me to make, but facially, I get it. I do get it. I see the connect.
Look how chunky that boy is.
Who?
Whoa. You gonna break that branch. Holy squambolis. My dude.
Is that eggs in there? Are you just waiting to squat out some eggs? Or what?
Just putting on winter fat.
Cause god damn, son. That is a chunky ass J.
Yeah, I used to watch Destiny like way more back in the day when he was just kind of more a video game guy, and I know that at that time he was working at a casino, I think. He was like a kitchen manager for a casino restaurant. I know that he did carpet cleaning jobs, and yeah, he was like a blue collar guy that, he started streaming at a time where streaming was not even a career move. It was just something you did as a hobby.
Look at how much tinier that one is.
I know. Dude, that one was chunked. Badonka-donk.
Jay was caked up. I couldn't even tell it was a J until it turned around and showed me that flat tail. I was like, oh, okay. It's a monster. Spitting booty chatter. It is impossible for me to respect a man that shares his wife. Okay, let's break this down. You were talking about Destiny being in an open relationship. Let's break this down. A man who shares his wife. What do you share with someone? Your property, right? So the initial assumption is that Destiny's wife is his property to control and share or not share, covetously keep, right? That's just garbage. Number two, why is it any of your fucking business who's fucking who? And number three, why would that ever enter into why you respect a person?
You narrowed it down very specifically as like because he shared his relationship imploded, you don't respect his relationship advice.
Right. I wouldn't go to Destiny for advice on how to keep your shit on the DL and manage personal problems. I think he does a bad job at that. He's a bad role model for that. That doesn't mean I judge him for what he did.
Yeah, like that's what it reflects on.
It's just like
relationship skills.
That statement just removes his wife's agency from the entire arrangement. he decided, you'll go fuck other people, and she went and did it. No. It shows how corrupt his moral compass is. What about your moral compass has to do with who you put your dick off in, as long as it's consenting adults, right? If you're talking about having sex with an underage person, I can see your moral compass coming into that. But like fucking a consenting adult, where's your moral compass askew there, bro?
Fucking a consenting adult that also fucks other consenting adults, like... If you don't want to listen to them on relationships, that's a fair.
It's like, dude. And see, it really bothers me to have to be a dude that steps in and like provides context for this type of shit, because I'm the last fucking guy that gives a fuck what you're doing. I really don't. You know what I mean? I don't find it titillating like everybody else does. I don't find it necessary, right? Brother, wouldn't you feel weird if your wife asked for that shit? Yes, because my wife and I have an established monogamous relationship. We're not interested.
It's not like, I don't even think it really came out of the blue with Destiny's thing. It's not like...
I think they like went into it with the idea that we're together, but we have an open relationship. We can fuck other people, and that's their choice, right? Because I'm in a relationship that isn't that, doesn't mean that I stand in judgment over everybody that makes a different choice than me. I do what works for me. Yes?
He chose someone that wasn't going to come to you and be like, oh, I'm going to go to the bar and hook up with some dudes.
Yeah, I want to go, like, fuck around. You know what I mean? And if, like, look, dude, if Amelia comes to me with that in the future, it'll be my choice and her choice and our choice as a couple to deal with that, right? But the point being, I probably wouldn't have gotten with her if my presumption was she's teetering on the edge of wanting to just go fuck everybody that moves. If that was what I thought drove Amelia, I probably never would have got with her, right? And the same my way, right? If she just saw me as a dude that just wanted to put his dick in everything that moved, she probably wouldn't have pursued me as far as she did. Right? That's all part of getting to know a person, falling in love, or whatever you want to call it, right? Getting married, spending your life with a person. But people are so goddamn nosy about bedroom shit.
The only bedroom exploits you've said were like as funny stories from when you were younger.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, my personal, like, funny sexual foibles and shit is one thing. Standing in judgment over another person over what they've done sexually with other consenting adults is an entirely other thing. Paul, is an open relationship just a euphemism for friends with benefits prostitution? No, no, I don't think so.
You'd have to talk to someone that's actually in a poly relationship if you want to learn more about it.
Yeah. To be completely open and honest with you guys, my last relationship was semi that way. Not really, not like physically, but like my partner was open with me about her desire to do these online fling type of things. And I knew about them. And it was a destructive thing. It wasn't the destructive thing in our relationship, but it was a destructive force in our relationship. And I know now from experience that I'm not interested in that kind of arrangement. You see? And there's no judgment against my ex or me for having participated in that. We were open and honest with each other about it. Everybody knew what it was.
And you learned it ain't for you.
It ain't for me. It's not my fucking thing. That's okay. If it's your thing, that's okay too. Isn't that great? I'm no longer with that person. She's free to pursue her heart and desire, and I'm free to pursue mine. No harm, no foul. We don't hate each other. Don't stand in judgment of each other. It just is what it is, right? Why is that of any interest to any human being? I mean, it was rough to go to, but the roughest part of going through it, nobody knows anything about because it was my personal relationship coming to an end, right? Nobody shared anything about that with you. You guys didn't even know that there was a breakup until 6 weeks after the fact. And rightfully so, right? The truth of the matter is, I entered in as an adult. I had full fucking say in what happened and what was going on. It didn't work out. And I moved on. And she moved on. And now I'm in a relationship that I think far more fits the type of relationship that I need to be healthy in. And that's that. Is it true the first heartbreak is the worst? No. I understand the whole point of the first cut is the deepest, and there is an argument, right, to be made for that. But in my experience, right, what that was just a lot of hormones and confusion.
Yeah, that's what makes the first breakup the worst. Is if you're a teenager and it happens, you're gonna have
Right.
teenager
Right.
processing.
My first breakup, I was a teenager, and I just listened to the song "Brick" in my bedroom on repeat by Ben Folds 5. 6 a.m. And I just cried in my bedroom, right? And thought horrible, dark thoughts about how I could never go on without her, right? But that doesn't make it my worst breakup. That doesn't make it the deepest cut, right? Not by a long shot, bro. Not by a fucking long shot. Maybe that's just me, though. Maybe for some people, that first one is the worst one. It's an individual thing, I guess.
It depends, I guess, like, if you can move on. There's some people that just don't move on.
Yeah, that is true, too. I'm really glad I'm not one of those people. I'm really, honestly glad. Yeah, man, that must be fucking torture. People that just live locked in that fucking searching for that one thing. The rest of their lives, they never let it go. Damn. Kind of sad.
I saw a post on Reddit the other day. This guy was like, I want to move to this state because me and my ex had a great time here, and I'm hoping that she sees that I moved here to show her how special I thought it was. It's like, bro.
That's creepy, though. Yeah, that's creepy. That's not.
Bro, you gotta move on.
You gotta really move on, man.
She's not gonna be impressed that you moved somewhere
No.
that you had a fun time at.
No. No. There is something, and I can see the contingency of it, bro. When I'm in love with somebody, the thoughts of losing them is just tragedy, right? It's like fucking can't do it, can't. But there is a mechanism in which that wound heals for me. And I think that there are just some people that just stays open. And I think some of those people do move on. But with that open wound forever and ever.
Yeah, like the people that just talk about their ex nonstop in a relationship, you can tell they haven't moved on.
Yes. Yeah. It's just a nightmare. What are the psychological origins of not being able to move on in your reckoning? I don't know, bro.
It's a complex thing.
I think it's a mixture of probably psychological proclivity, biological proclivity, and then just like cultural influence, right? This is what love is. When love is presented in media as this one time a lifetime thing, right? I could see how people could get some wild ideas about human interaction from that, right? I'm not trying to downplay love. Love is wonderful, right? It's great. But it's not this mythical unicorn thing that only just trips into your life one time, and if you fail to grab it then and hold on to it, it's gone forever. But that's how it's presented in a lot of these classic romance movies and fantasy films, right? One love forever.
The fates align to get these two people together.
Right. It's just, there's so much of that in films, and that's the idealized version of love, right? And I think that a lot of people get snookered into that, right? And the truth about love is that it's an expression of human empathy between two people. It is two people who have decided to intertwine their fates together and move forward together. They care about each other. They love one another, right? That is love. Stoner Talk 101. Just skibbity scroll then, bitch. If you don't like it, piss off. What makes you think anybody needs to hear your shit? It's, low and slow, bro. You look like a troll. Cool, bro. Why don't you come battle me? Stop being so mad. No. I'll be as mad as I want to be, bitch. Skibbity scroll. Skibbity scroll on up if you don't fucking like it. There's a million motherfuckers right now talking bullshit on this. You don't like my bullshit? Fucking scroll away, bitch.
I go watch someone with ADHD game playing in a corner and talking. And
Yep. Go watch some lady fucking reading tarot cards or something, bro. Go do it. The world is your oyster, man. If a young person is addicted to adult content, how will that warp their view of what real life sexual intercourse is? I mean, I don't know if I want to get into this topic. Childhood sexual, like exposure and shit is just such a fucking shit topic. And so I'm going to go ahead and just say, nah, dude. I'm going to go ahead and say pass on that one.
There's someone feeding a rhino. That's kind of cool.
Oh. I wish that rhino wasn't in a cage. But yeah, he feeding a rhino. I guess some rhinos got to be in a cage. What's your opinion on professional wrestling? I used to like it. I don't like it anymore. Paul, have you listened to the song I Am Everyday Motherfucker? I don't know, dude. Have you heard? Have you listened? These are terrible questions. Have you watched? Have you played? These are horrible, horrible questions. We must stop. We must stop. What's your next concert? Bro, I don't know. I would love to try and catch fucking the Antwoord one of these days, just out of the fucking desire to undo the harm of COVID. But who knows if that'll happen.
Yeah, we got cucked out of the one we were going to go to.
Mm-hmm. COVID cucked us out of it.
And then cancel culture cucked us out of it again.
Yeah, the Antwoord got canceled in there somewhere too. Yeah. It just sucked. Cover the election. I'm not going to watch it anywhere else. We will.
I propose, like, commercial breaks. By commercial breaks, I mean, like, something totally stupid and irrelevant to it. Like, alright, now we take a break for kittens. Now we take a break for stupid people.
I'll handle it. I'll handle it because I'm gonna be sitting at the sweat desk most of the night, and so I will handle that. Because the sweat desk, it requires my attention, but you're right. Every once in a while, it's good to interject something. So yeah, I'll have you help me just pull some random shit, and we'll take some quick interludes. But it's gonna be a long night. Paul, is that your sister off screen? That's my wife. Amelia,
Hello.
have you listened to the softball Joe Rogan Trump interview? Couldn't last the whole thing. I listened to about an hour of it, and it was horrible, boring, not worthy really of commenting on much. Nothing was said that was of any note, really. Yeah, it was terrible.
I don't envy the people that have to do it like 100% serious all night on election night, like the map guys on the news channels.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to do that. We're going to be like switching around the map and taking a look at things. Like,
I
that's
mean,
part
like,
of
guys
it.
had to be 100%
No.
serious the whole time.
Oh,
I
no.
can't imagine.
Nothing about it is serious. Our historical debate coverage, like, we'll get serious for a minute, and then we're talking about cock and balls or farts or, you know, whatever's going on. We're checking the sweat desk. I'm going to be hard on the sweat desk. I'm going to be tuned in on a secondary monitor to the sweat desk all night.
I feel like you should start it later. Because, like, I don't even think the first results are going to come in until, like, 5 or something.
I don't know. We'll see. There's an argument to be made for just surfing the whole fucking wave. You know what I mean? You can't jump on in the middle of it. You got to get that hype going before them early results. You got to be on top of that. I don't know. But see, you got to give it the good send off. But it's gonna be a long fucking day, dude. It's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be crazy. But we have to cover it. It's gonna be the most insane election until 2028. You know. Dude, when Scotty had to pay TJ on bended knee in 2016, that was just an epic moment, bro.
But he never got it in return.
No. But yeah, I don't think anybody feels comfortable calling it this year.
It is a literal coin flip.
It is. You know, it's a 50-50.
Yeah, maybe you guys can all flip a coin.
Maybe so, yeah.
Alright, it's a coin flip. If you flip heads, it'll be Trump or whatever. Tails, it's Kamala. Whoever's coin flip was right wins the makeup contest.
Yeah. I think Kamala will win. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's too close to call in like 6 states. It's absurd.
Yeah. You guys must be from the Northwest. Nope.
Well, I mean, we both lived in the Northwest at some point.
True.
Yeah.
Did he catch us then? He nailed us? We're not in the Northwest now. We're just in the West. And I was born in the West. But I did live in the Northwest for a year. Amelia lived in the Northwest for quite a few years.
No overlap, though.
Right, no overlap. So, yeah.
I think I left, like, pretty much right before you guys got there.
I think so. I think that is about how it worked. First thing I did when Joe Biden dropped out was call the lead Oregon delegate and ask them to not nominate Kamala. How'd that work out? I mean, good call, but they did it anyway.
It was decided.
Mm-hmm.
It was decided by the donors and
People that are
parties.
smarter than you decided that for you, okay? They took it off your shoulders this time around. You don't know who you need and who you want, and you don't get a say in that. Did you peep that Ice Cube performance at the Dodgers game? Nope.
We haven't been watching the Dodgers. We had our neighborhood erupt one time, and then they haven't erupted since. So
Well, there was like a walk-off grand slam.
yeah.
That's like... That's going to cause the world to explode when that happens. That's like a...
We're glad that it wasn't every single night that they've won since.
Yeah, people have been more chill about it. But yeah, the finals are probably going to be crazy too, I would imagine. Whenever that ends up happening. The word salad that Kamala gets into is just ridiculous. Yeah, it's not even really word salad. It's just like... Because word salad is unintelligible. It's not that she's unintelligible. It's that she's just really repellent to listen to. She talks... To me, it sounds like a teacher giving a lecture at a forced assembly. It's like, we're going to have a teacher talk about drugs, and everybody has to sit in the cafeteria and be quiet.
And we've talked about it before. It's like she's eulogizing.
Yeah. Sounds like she's giving a eulogy or talking to a grade school class. And I just don't get it, bro. I don't get it. She's very repellent. Very, very repellent person to listen to. She's really condescending in her tone, yeah. Sitting across from Oprah, talking about how hope, like that whole thing was just so weird because all she said was that Americans like hope. That's basically, but it was like 6 minutes of Americans dream, Americans chase that dream, and America is a place where that dream can be chased, and the aspect of that chasing of the dream is what we in America like to do. That is what we are. We are a people who chase the dream. It's like, you said what? Something about a dream? Insincere banter. Yeah. Oh yeah, like that, dude. They all talk the shit, dude. Legalized weed. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Yeah, we'll do that. But Obama was gonna do that. Come on. Yeah, Hillary Soft 2.0, dude. Running Hillary algorithm 2.0. This is like, dude. I think we've got to legalize marijuana. Literally 20 years ago. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck. Oh my God. I carried 2 bottles of hot sauce in my purse, honey child. It's like, man, come on, man. I'm saying, is this really hidden for anybody? Come on. Dude, they better. If Diddy gets released, he better get every bottle of booty oil back. That's all I'm saying about it, right? If he's found guilty, that booty oil needs to be locked away. Because it's cursed at this point. You can't put that booty oil back into the fucking... You can't do it. You can't put it back into the market and let people... Because, like, they won't even know what that booty oil has seen, man. Dude, the bad gree-gree is on that booty oil, dude. If he's guilty, the bad gree-gree is on that booty oil. You just gotta fucking bury it in a tomb, okay? But If he's found not guilty, they drop the charges or whatever, he better get every drop of that booty oil back. The government, you can't just come in and seize your booty oil unless you're up to some monkey business. If it was found that he is not guilty, he should get every drip of that booty oil back right in his house. Right? I think we can all agree on that, dude. How would you feel, all right, if the government came in, seized your booty oil, right, and then not guilty came through and you're like, booty oil? And they're just like, sorry, that was destroyed. Sorry, that was seized. I'd be like, premium coconut booty oil, dude. That ain't cheap. You don't just get to seize my booty oils. There's video of him beating up a woman. Did he beat her with a booty oil bottle? If so, I don't know why they seized his booty oil. Did he beat the woman with a bottle of booty oil? Was he oiled up when he beat the woman? Maybe even. Kids are obsessed with this Diddy thing right now, I know. These are the questions, right, that I have for you. How do you connect booty oil to Diddy beating on a woman in like 2008 or whatever it was, right? You got to draw the line for me because I'm not paying as close attention as a lot of you skibbities are. So you got to draw the line. How do we get, right, from P. Diddy beat on a girl to P. Diddy has his booty oils, his fine and extensive selection of booty oils seized by an overzealous government, right? Premium booty oil straight from Dubai, dude. You can't even get booty oil like that in the States. Hold on. You don't think Diddy had like Johnson's & Johnson's baby oil, do you? This was premium, top shelf Dubai booty oil. $1,000 a liter, bro. Only available in Dubai. Okay? It's a substantial amount of booty oil. Thousands of bottles of booty oil? Thousands of bottles of booty oil? Come on, buddy. Dirty, dusty D, salty, salty sea. How often do you think drugs disappear in the evidence locker? Quite a bit, probably, I'd imagine. Quite a bit. I bet a few bottles of that booty oil have disappeared out of that evidence locker. How much you want to bet? They took 2,000 bottles. I bet he gets back like 1,997 bottles, dude. You know they smuggled a few bottles of that booty oil out. I bet you can find some of it up on Craigslist and shit. What you want to bet, dude? What you want to bet Facebook Marketplace has a couple bottles of that booty oil? Yeah, dude. That would be a mega flex to have some fucking P. Diddy booty oil straight from the fucking slippery mansion. Straight from the slippery temple, bro. And you got like a fucking certificate of authenticity that was like, this booty oil was present at a Diddy booty oil party. You know what I mean? Dude, I would put that on a chain. I'm not even joking, bro. I would go to the ice box, right? And I'd tell them I want a big fat Cuban and I want you to ice out this Diddy oil, bro. Keep it to where I can pop the top and squirt a little out if I need some. No, hell no, auction it. I put that on a big donkey rope, bro. Iced out, right? But inside of it, the real coconut booty oil's still in there. And I can pop that top and go, what's up, bitches? Bloop, bloop. Little booty oil. Close that clasp back up, you know what I mean? Iced. Big old donkey rope. Y'all can't hold my donkey rope. Mm-hmm. That's what I would do, dude. I'd put that motherfucker on an iced out, bust down Cuban. Bust down rose gold Cuban. Do the booty oil all in rose gold and pave diamonds, right? Yellow canary diamonds for the logo. Pink diamonds for the lid. You know what I mean? Have that lid have a clasp that I can unhook, pop the top, drizzle a little booty oil out. Bless the venue, you know what I mean? Oh shit, here comes Paul's ego. Boop. Bloop. Bless the venue a little bit. One drip for the homies. Boop. Drop a little Diddy oil on the red carpet, you know what I mean? Walk in flexing. Walk in flexing, dude. Big back flexing. Iced out up here too. I'll get a custom grill, top grill in black diamonds over pave white diamonds, booty, bottom grill, oil. Boop. Number one flexer. Number one flexer till the end of time, bro. Drop Diddy oil on the red carpet. Wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure some Diddy oil has come off of Diddy onto the red carpet before. But nobody has blessed the venue, bro. And that's what I would do if I could get a bottle of that Diddy oil, bro. I'd go straight to Icebox with it. I'd be like, look, the contents of this, precious. It's like the blood of Christ. Okay? I want this pave out. Invisible set, bro. Flooded. Okay? I took some booty oil and I dripped it in a fountain. Bust down, bust down, bust down, bust down, bust down, bitch, I'm drowning. Paul, what are the 5 hate subs against you? Okay. I'll try and remember them all. There is Okay Buddy Deep Fat Fried. There is Enough Paul's Ego Spam. There is R Boyle Paul. There is R I can't remember the last one. There was one that was something salty secundus or some shit like that. That was like Dune related. It was like Dune themed. So there you go. Those are the 4 that I can remember. There's Boyle Paul. Our Boyle Paul. He's just a fun guy to hate, yeah. Yeah, Boyle Paul really is the chillest one. No, it's the chillest one, bro. Yeah, I don't know. One of them is probably privated, yeah, I would imagine. I don't know why Boyle Paul got me laughing so much. They do. They want to. They don't. It's not necessarily about cooking me. It's about torturing me. They want to burn me, boil me, drown me, choke me, various ways of murdering me, basically. Boyle Paul, bro. Dude, that's the top hate sub right now, dude. Is Boyle Paul. That's the only hate sub that has the Paul's Ego seal of approval stuck on it, bro. Is our Boyle Paul. The rest of them are just fucking pussies, bro. Our Boyle Paul knows what's up, though. Boyle Paul is dead last time I checked, bro. It's about to be flooded out, bro. It's about to be flooded out, bro. It's about to blow up. Our Boyle Paul, the best Paul fucking hate subreddit ever, bro. Why do they need a subreddit to talk shit? I'll tell you to your face. Come do it. You know where I'm at. Come get at me, Brianna. Come spit that shit to my face and see what happens. As you're talking shit, I'm uncorking the booty oil. I drizzle some on the ground. When you turn around thinking you won, you slip, fall. Everybody goes, ah, and I go, that's the way it goes. Do a little oil slick. Yep. Do a little oil slick up under you while you spitting booty chatter, coming right out of the frosty fucking booty oil, just like click, click. Damn, well, I guess you beat me up, man. I guess you verbally bodied me. You're like, yeah, you turn around to celebrate. Yeah, just like James Bond, bro. Dude, hell yeah, dude. If the Jakes are chasing me, bro, the Jakes are pursuing me and I'm ducking around through alleyways and jumping fences and stuff. I just reach up and uncork it while I'm running. Boop. Cops are like, whoa, you know what I mean? Running from the fucking Jakes, bro. Fuck them Jakes, bro. What is your idea of an ideal life you would like to live, Paul? Right now, right here, right now. There is no other place I want to be. Right here, right now. Watching the world wake up from history. Is the main DFF subreddit a hate sub against you? Hell no, dude. Hell no, I got that shit locked down tighter than dolphin pussy, bro. You better believe that shit, bro. You even step up in that domain, you're under the purview of the lion. Only sycophants allowed up in that motherfucker, bro. I got it locked down, bro. Yes, sir. Paul, the profile pic has changed. Yeah, I changed it. Ideology's been dead forever, so I took down the ideology banner. I took down the ideology thing. It's just like, I don't do ideology anymore. I took it down. It's over. It's over. Was Isaac Newton a virgin his whole life, and should we judge him for that? I don't know and no.
Ooh, ah. Watching the world wake up. Burn, 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 burn.
You want to smoke? Yeah. Let's do it. I just got to roll up. It's got to give me my time to do this correctly. I'm pretty good at it, though, so it don't take me too long. Got a whole fucking process. Because it is possible to do these wrong, these cones. I like these cones. But it is possible to roll up wrong, for sure. Get one too tight. Not tight enough. Too loose. Oh, you gotta know. You gotta know, baby. You gotta know when to say when. And how to say how. Just gotta hold above where you're pushing the weed down. That's not how I do it, baby. I got a whole thing. I call it the Chelsea method. Chelsea was the one that taught me how to stuff a cone. I'm forever grateful to her. I call this the Chelsea method. This is how Chelsea does it. This is how Paul Zigo does it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know? I'm at my dispensary job, blazed, listening to you through one headphone. Cool. One headphone in, one headphone out, baby. That's how you do it. Yeah, put me up on the big screen, dude. Turn down the rap music. I'm always playing rap music in these dispensaries, bro. Took my booty oil and I dipped it in a fountain. Bust down, bust down, bust down, bust down, bust down, bitch, I'm drowning. Rap gets me anxious when I'm smoking. I like rap. It depends on the rap, I guess. I vibe certain ways, you know. Like if it's way too serious rap, yeah, I can get that. Just like flex rap. Come on. That's good smoking music. Bust down, bust down, bust down, bust down, bust down, bitch, I'm drowning. Who sings that song? I'm trying to think. Is that Ray Sremmurd? Is that Young Thug? Who is that? Boogie with a Hoodie. Okay, thank you. Came up on my AI DJ when I was road tripping. And I was like, damn, this is a good song. Forgot the OG sip. I gotta call myself out on it more. That's how you gotta do it when you get old. The OG sip. What platform do you use for your AI DJ? It was Spotify's. They just added it too. I have my Apple CarPlay all hooked up and shit. And my Spotify, I saw a button that I'd never seen. I hit it and it was like, hey, I'm your AI DJ and I'm going to walk you through your preferences. And I was like, all right, I'll try this out. And it played a lot of Boogie with the Hoodie, I guess, and played a whole bunch of Kodak Black, which I was not hating on. I love Kodak. Played some. It just like it obviously is like looking at what you've like listened to in the past and making a playlist based on it. I love Kodak. He's my favorite rapper right now, dude. I know he's not like super current or whatever. He's not like the most popular rapper probably by numbers right now, but his vibes are supreme, bro. I love Kodak. I honestly don't know what I'm smoking on, bro. I'd have to go grab the pack. California Top Shelf. Top Shelf something. All-time favorite rapper. We're trying to claim things I haven't heard. Honest, man. Slick Rick and Outkast is on this jam. Aren't music platforms already AI DJs that yeah, it just kind of like it's made for boomers. The one I was using, I could tell they added it because you know what it made me feel like? I was listening to the radio, but it was more personalized. It was kind of cool. But like if you didn't grow up listening to like 95.7 The Fox, 15 minutes of uninterrupted music coming commercial free, blah blah blah, right? If you didn't grow up with that shit, you know, it's not like the dude talks like that to you. He's more smooth, but it was kind of cool for me. But yeah, it just adds like AI commentary. Like he'll say some wild shit. He'll be like, back in 2017, you were really listening to Juicy J. Here's Juicy J. You know what I mean? And I'm like, was I? I guess I was listening to a lot of Juicy J in 2017, you know? So it was kind of fun for that. Don't worry about a blind programmer. Shit happens. You didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, he's like an AI disc jockey. Yeah, you can try it on your shit. I don't know if it's just in the car or whatever, but like my shit syncs with Apple CarPlay, and like I'd use my Spotify account through that. Dude, my car is cool when it comes to that, dude. When I'm driving, right, I got a HUD that tells me my speed, what the speed limit is, any other pertinent information like nav information. And when the artist changes, my HUD shows for a minute a picture of the album and the name of the song, all on my windshield without ever looking at my dashboard or my music. It's so fucking cool, dude. I love that part of it. I wonder if Apple Music has one or is making one because I use that, not Spotify. I don't know. It's just cool to be able to see that briefly, right? And not have to look down. Who is this, right? Just like, boom, tells you who it is. Right in your field of view without obstructing your overall attention to the road. It's neat. I think patriotism is ultimately a fruitless endeavor. What is broadly considered patriotism, I think, is anti-patriotism, right? It's waving the flag, bowing to the authority. What I consider to be patriotic is dissent, right? Speaking your mind, refusing to be herded around, having the courage to speak truth to power, having the courage to stand on your own opinions, right? Like those, I think that's patriotic because I think like all of this talk about what makes America wonderful, I think that's really the only argument. We still live in a place where I can say whatever the fuck I want about whoever the fuck I want. So that's patriotism to me. Patriotism is dissent and criticism. Patriotism is pushing constantly for this place to be better for everyone, right? You give up on that, you sink into lesser of two evilism. Well, it just slow down the collapse. It's just like, you've lost me. I can't think of anything more unpatriotic than allowing your country to slowly rot and turn into a fucking right-wing hellscape. That's not patriotism where I come from, but a lot of people would call it that. A lot of flag-waving motherfuckers participating in that downfall. Bum, 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 bum. Do you have any opinion on the modern day use of the Confederate flag, Paul, or did I ask you that already? I don't really. I mean, it's something that I don't think people should be flying around. But I also don't think it's the worst fucking problem in the world. So, I really don't have any strong feelings on it one way or the other. You won't catch me flying it. You won't catch me riding around with somebody flying it. But if you want to fucking be a redneck, I'm not going to stop you. Dude, that sounds like a church bell, bro. That's cool. Hi, how are you? That makes me think of Daniel Johnston. Time is a matter of fact, and it's gone, and it'll never come back. And mine is wasted all the time. Tears, stupid tears, bring me down. I love Daniel Johnston so much, dude. He was a gift. Who's Daniel Johnston? He was an outsider musician that got popular in Austin, Texas. He was known for dubbing new copies of tapes because he didn't have the ability to overdub. So he would just do live recordings of his album, label them, pass them out to people, right? Each tape was a new recording. He was wild. Wrote a lot of really beautiful, what I would call like psychedelic folk. Just a really raw artist that can't really be categorized easily. Daniel Johnston was a musical genius, a musical savant. And he lived a life that was really, really tough due to his mental illness. And he worked out his pain through his music, and he was a gift to anybody that discovers him and vibes with him, right? There's a great documentary about his life called The Devil and Daniel Johnston. You can watch that. I've shown that to friends who have no idea who he is, and they end up liking Daniel Johnston as a result of, you know, leaning on it. Was that dude you talked about ages ago, talked about violence only traveling down the class structure, Derek Jensen? Was he from Texas? I don't think he was originally from Texas, but his family moved to Texas at some point. And then at some point he moved to Austin on his own, right? And with the idea of being a music, like a guitar slinger, basically. But yeah, Derek Jensen is the guy who introduced me to the concept of violence being one way. It's only acceptable when violence flows down the social hierarchy. That is considered enforcement. Violence flowing up the social hierarchy is considered sedition, treason, insurrection, right? Paul, isn't Derek Jensen a transphobe? I would have to talk with Derek Jensen when it comes to like how he personally feels about trans people. From what I've heard him talk about, Derek Jensen is a very vociferous critic of what's called queer theory as laid down by Foucault. And that has led to him being labeled a TERF. I think he probably has quite a bit of TERFy tendency. But I think it should be up to you to listen to him and see how he feels about those sorts of things, right? Do you still follow him much these days? On and off, yeah. He still makes videos and does interviews and stuff. He's very much focused in his, like personal time on environmentalism and his continuing critique of civilization. He seems to have really stuck to his guns on that being his central figure kind of talking point. So, I'm in Cali. It's that grim mentality of this dude is right on 99% of things, but on this one issue, he's wrong, so he's a transphobe, and that's that. I mean, yeah, I can see that I think that just a lot of people aren't familiar with Derek Jensen and his arguments, and so they're really not equipped to make that call, you know, one way or the other. Yeah, I mean, my favorite modern philosopher is the guy we're talking about here, Derek Jensen. He's a radical eco, you know, terrorist, I guess you would probably, some people would label him. He's just a radical ecological critic, right? And a critic of civilization broadly. He's my favorite guy to listen to talk about modern things because I believe his perspective is correct. It's very apolitical. Yeah. Yeah, you know, you may not vibe with his music, but I have a feeling you will be interested by his story. Who's your favorite historical philosopher then? Um, the ultimate moment in philosophy was it comes in the form of the story of Diogenes holding up a chicken and saying, "Behold Plato's man." Right? I love Diogenes as a concept. It's very likely that Diogenes did not exist. It's more of a philosophical figure that is kind of legendary and served a purpose. A lot of people would say he's the father of pessimistic philosophy. Yeah, you know, in terms of like somebody that can be referenced. So, you know, him. I like Diogenes a lot. On the eastern end of things, I'm a big fan of Lao Tzu. Big fan of the Tao. I stand the Tao. The Tao Te Ching. It's a very succinct philosophy, right? I don't get the love for femboys. Hey, it ain't for you, it ain't for you, bro. Isn't that great? Don't like it, don't look at it. I tell that to Dinor all the time when he's out here trying to bark at something going on in somebody else's yard. I'm like, dude, that ain't your purview, man. Don't like it, don't look at it. You'll hear me. I give you the same advice, bro. Who cares? You not getting what other people are into is about as fucking interesting as an idle fart, bro. Just keep it in, bro. Sneak a cheek next time. Nobody needs to hear it. Nobody gives a fuck. Paul, in California winter, is there snow? Yes. How cold? I mean, the Sierra Nevada mountain range is like 100 miles that way for me, right? Like the peaks. Maybe less than 100, to be honest with you. So, yeah, it gets very cold. There's a lot of snow. I don't know how cold it gets all the way up there. Cold enough for snow to stick and persist throughout the winter months and the spring months.
I'll get you some Sunday.
Yeah. You can plop your butt that far from us and be okay. You don't gotta lay on the cold spot. Just go over there and be in the sunny spot. How do you deal with toxic people ruining your day? I don't know any toxic people that I allow to impinge upon my day. Like, that's the answer, right? If you're toxic as fuck, you and I don't have any interaction unless I'm making content out of it, right? But like, my day isn't, I'm not accessible to toxic people. I don't keep them around me. If they suck shit, they go on the pay no mind list.
Go get some sun.
Sunny days, dirty D, shivering away. Go sit in the sun, goof. If you wait long enough, there will be sun right there eventually, but you could go sit in the sunny spot.
Finally figuring it out a little bit.
Lighter over there somewhere.
Oh, sorry.
That's all good, babe. Stupid box. Live and let die. Yeah. I've seen They Live like hundreds of times. Maybe not hundreds, dozens. It's a good movie. It was relevant when it came out. It's relevant now. It'll forever be relevant as long as we're telling ourselves the lie of, you know, feeding the capitalistic impulse. Paul, what do you enjoy about streaming? Is there something you don't enjoy about it? I don't know, man. I don't know. I just like it. It suits me. Oh, it suits me to talk to people and have a place where I can just kind of like let the soup of my mind go blah, 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 blah. It's an outlet for my thoughts, my feelings. You know. It's like journaling, maybe, in some ways. Cooperative journaling. What's on my mind today? How am I feeling today? When do I end it?